The Madlanga Commission of Inquiry is expected to hear from the Ekurhuleni Metro Police Department's Head of Media and Public Relations this morning. Now, yesterday, the Ekurhuleni Employee Relations Head, Xolani Nciza, concluded his testimony, and this is where he shared how he was victimized for simply wanting to do his job properly. The Commission also watched a video where suspended EMPD Deputy Chief Julius Mkhwanazi is at an event, telling the now retired city manager, Dr. Imogen Mashazi, that he would lay down his life for her, going as far as saying he would take a bullet for her. Mashazi allegedly abused her position to shield Mkhwanazi from any accountability of what's been described as his rogue and unlawful behavior. Ziyanda Ngcobo is there this morning, continuing to follow those developments. And there was speculation in the beginning. Ziyanda, good morning to you and welcome. About the proximity of Imogen Mashazi to Julius Mkhwanazi. And we got the detail around what that relationship was like. Just tell us a little bit more about that and what we can expect today.
Good morning, Iman. Exactly. So, I mean, if you listen to the three testimonies that we've heard from within the EMPD, that being the suspended chief, Xolani, the former deputy commissioner, Rivo Spisa, and now Xolani Nciza, it was almost an open secret that now retired city manager, Dr. Imogen Mashazi, and Brigadier Julius Mkhwanazi had a very close relationship, to the extent that he was shielded from a damning IPID report after the installation of blue lights and Vusmuzi Matlala's private vehicles and having them registered under the municipality, but even from an internal disciplinary process after several media inquiries about this issue of the blue lights, as well as Matlala's company securing the 2022 State of the City address, falsified documents, unlawful behavior, signing a memoranda of understanding that are just simply not mandated or signed off on by the relevant people, are just some of the things we've heard about Brigadier Julius Mkhwanazi and Dr. Imogen Mashazi allegedly not wanting anyone, being hell-bent on protecting Mkhwanazi. Now, that a video was played by Nciza as a part of his testimony at an event. It seemed like a Christmas or year-end event where you hear Brigadier Julius Mkhwanazi saying, "I will die for you." And so questions were asked by the commissioners about whether or not this is a professional conduct and what this kind of language means when you have to discipline someone like Mkhwanazi. Listen to this.
I'm going to ask you a question, even though I think the answer is obvious, but I would like to hear what you say. Is it even appropriate for any employee under any circumstances, proximity or no proximity, whatever the source of the proximity, to say to their superior, "I will die for you, I will take a bullet for you," unless they are a personal protector, unless that's their job definition? Is it appropriate for a subordinate to ever have that kind of relationship with the superior?
No ways. The only instance where a person is expected to take a bullet is in the line of duty. You know, it's in the line of duty. The person who would be expected to take a bullet is a person that protects the principal.
Now, Iman, we also heard about how the likes of Nciza, who he says was really trying to do his job properly as the former head of employee relations, how he was victimized and ultimately pushed out. He was suspended. Even the processes in leading up to that suspension weren't properly followed. And he talks about how they were so adamant as to not have Mkhwanazi face accountability that about 50% of the functions of his unit were taken away from him and put under the legal services, which were led by advocate Kemi Behari, whom he says now it became difficult for them to be able to do anything because it's unheard of, even according to our Labor Relations Act, that a legal unit actually deals with issues such as the ones as the employee relations unit used to deal with. Listen to this.
Before I dealt with the Julius Mkhwanazi debacle, I raised some pertinent issues with the city manager. As you can see on page 320, I started off by saying to take away what constitutes close to 50% of the operational obligations of a unit is to render that unit redundant. The following questions are thus pertinent. One, what informed these changes? What thought process has been put in place on the implications of the operational implications of the changes so put? Given the fact that the changes are with immediate effect, what about the processes that were put in place but said cases had not commenced? Should the dockets or files of these matters be redirected to the HODCLS and HODHR as per the immediacy of the processes that are now put in place by the memorandum? Should the answer to 3 supra be in the negative, what defense should the employer representatives and presiding officers advance to the unions when they are challenged on their appointment and thus jurisdiction of the disciplinary hearing?
So, Iman, this morning we anticipate that Lieutenant Colonel Ekurhuleni Tipa, who is the head of the Media Relations Unit and spokesperson for the EMPD, she will take the stand this morning and give their testimony.
There for the moment, and we'll have that interview with Eldred de Klerk at about 1:15 the hour.